Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the kingdom, y'all. You already know it's the king speaking to you, and you stepping straight into part 9 of the Disco Elysium playthrough. Highly recommend you go back, check out the other videos if you haven't already. But if you have, you already know we're about to get straight into this, so part 9, Disco Elysium. Okay, y'all, so when we left off last time, we needed to talk to the measurehead here because we finally got his, conceptualized the understanding of this race thing that he got going on in his head. So let's see what he has to say.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
I think, let's go over that funky race classification. I think I know what the race enigma is.
And
It's shit, let me into the fucking harbor. Paradoxically, you plan to supersede the Occidentals with their own race theory. This racecraft is what rich people want us to do when they get...
look, babe. The minion of law is also a racist. But his racism is basic and round. He thinks he has solved the great race enigma by describing a road mechanism of scientific competition.
So unadvanced.
The woman looks half bored.
The basic race education he received in high school has led him to think his phylum are the sole authors of race theory. An esoteric study reaching back to the ancient mass society of Pericarnassus over 4,500 years ago. Basic racist, I take pity on you. You clearly want to enter the harbor bad. Like a little boy who wants to go on the potty. I can press the button for you. It will open the door.
That's all I wanted.
Very well. You may enter the door once. Our
People.
race conversation here has concluded.
Finally. Let's go.
So you opened the door for me? Ah, thank you so much. The door finally... What door was open? Was it this one right here? It is. Okay, so we're inside here. This is new. Let's see what we can find. We said it's only going to open once, so hopefully we don't miss anything. Every worker member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. And at the bottom, the union logo and demand democracy. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. Oh, where'd I go? It's like downstairs. Nope, go back in. Go back in. Okay, well that was a mistake. We weren't trying to leave yet. I didn't know that was a door. Book La Fume, volume number, whatever. A standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be unlocked. Let's look at this book. The leading intellectual organ of Martinez communism offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. The cover features a stylized portrait of the late King Frisell with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Frisell. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
Why antlers?
Because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism. They represent a society in accord with the natural world and, at the same time, above it.
Why Frisell?
Because Frisell was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see.
Flip through the pages, see what you catches your eye.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention. Just column after column of closely set text, interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections. International development, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Read the editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, This journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they're already alienating their readership.
So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Whisper Kim, I think this is a communist magazine. Play it cool, pretend everything's in order.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
I want to catch up on international developments.
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border, something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd. Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are. You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents
What is Kunst und
unfolds.
Kultur?
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
Why they decided to title this one section in bold there is beyond you.
It evokes a sense of recognition and fellowship among those privileged enough to understand. As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Read the
This
profile.
so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer.
Just a moment, what is this tip-top tournament?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
Sounds
You
dull.
flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents.
Let's see what they mean by
unfolds,
local
and
concerns.
surprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt. First we take Martinez, then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
Damn communists should have killed a lot of them when they had the chance. If it weren't for the wild pines, all those moochers would be out of a job. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital could reach some reasonable accommodation? Why should I care? This doesn't have anything to do with me.
According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international capital or their mucilaginous allies in the coalition. Why do communists love puerile insults? And they wonder why they're always being left out in the cold.
Hold on, what's this about coalition?
Judging from the context, it's something very large and fundamental. You should probably know about it already, honestly. You flip back to the front of the magazine.
Alright, let's put it away. Okay, what is this?
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Alright, open it.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
Browse through the folders.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Alright, close
The
the drawer.
drawer slides shut smoothly.
Someone left the coffee machine on. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. We got a postcard. This laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. Little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny. $4 felice. Pretty penny, I would say as well. Some magnesium. Ooh, neat office shades. Ho ho ho. That'll block off what people see in my eyes. These are stuffed away in the dock workers union office. They're perfect for scribbling down paperwork when the sun tries to get in your eyes. Good for staring down suspects too. You already know I can't let people are still seeing my my party eyes. I can't let that be a thing.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Let's try it.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Let your muscle memory dial a random number. Ah, well, there goes 10 cents of my life that I'll never get back. Alright, now let's go out back. Ooh, what's this exploding in the wind?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on its back. This is your cloak. You can feel it.
Lieutenant, I think that's mine.
Yes, it does bear the RCM insignia, and we are the only detectives in Martinez.
You think I should get it?
The service cloak issued to you by your station? Yes, I do.
Alright, grab your cloak.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips. I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
Let's put that on then. A police cloak made from heavy tarpaulin. It would be nigh wind and waterproof if there weren't 3 bullet holes scattered on the surface. The signature white rectangle with RCM covers the garment's back. Yeah, look at this now, boy. Don't mind the bag in my hand. Alright, let's roll. Collecting rainwater. It's snowing outside. All around you, great machines and quinchins. White pine trees are printed onto the screen's covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Opposite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting a low buzz. What is this?
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête are faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Allumer, on, étendre, off.
Let's start it off.
Crane stands tall, proud, erect, and still.
Let's start it off.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Okay.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. The harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled.
Its purpose, what do you mean?
Moving this container, of course. For this purpose it was built. For this purpose it has acted. And now it will rest.
I can't see how that was worth the ruckus, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Alright.
The crane does not return to its original position. It does.
Very well. Cool. Let's see if there's anything up here for us. Got some money, $1.34. You see faded industrial lettering on the platform.
Before you stands a cargo container, just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about this container.
You do? Because I don't.
What? Why
There
not?
are a million containers here. Why are you fixating on this one?
It was hanging from the crane. I don't know, can it just feel special? Inspect the container. Maybe there's contraband in there.
There may very well be, but we are not here to look for that. We are not here to interact with containers. We are here to talk to the Union, right?
Just knock on the door.
You reply. You attempt to turn the handle, to no avail. The doors seem to be mechanically locked. To your left, the lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement.
My bad, man. Come on now. You gotta give me some credit for something. The shipyard ahead is oddly quiet. The great machines are sleeping. Alright, I don't know if I want to go all the way over here to the shipyard yet. It's getting late at night. Pilsen means Whale Fjord in Arden. There's some stuff up top there, but I can't. Can I get up? Duh. Can I get up to the roof there? To grab it. Don't see how I can. It's over here. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. Bottle. 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 Numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and Potent Pilsner. Bottle. Oh yeah, give me all these bottles. They're all getting sold. I'm gonna be rich with all these bottles. Okay, what's in here?
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud. Listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a breather.
This is where Renee works. I'm gonna look around.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
Take
It's
the
a black
picture.
and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully at the camera. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René?
I'm gonna ask him about it. I'm a cop. It's instinctual to collect evidence.
You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure. As long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
Have a seat, rest. No, let's not do that. We never rest. Alright, black and white photo of a couple posing in front of a Ferris wheel. The girl is young and pretty, the man clad in fancy uniform and smiling. On the back, a very steady hand has written the words Revachol Fair, summer of '91. Phew, that was a hot minute ago. Ask Renee about the photo. The photo you found in the night watchman's booth, the one with the happy couple. Ask Renee about it. He looked uncharacteristically happy in the picture. Alright, we'll get to that then.
Snow is quietly covering the numerous wine bottles and cigarette butts on the ground. Someone partied really hard here.
Did I do this?
Well, yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
It's really sad. I must have been miserable. Looks like I had a lot of fun. I'm still not completely convinced it was me. I must have been on an advanced scouting mission in the harbor.
Yes, this scene isn't exactly ripping with joy. Let's just move on.
He turns to leave. I'm sorry, Kim. I've disappointed you and your precinct. Did not want you to see me like this. I'm turning a new leaf, I promise. Alright, is there anything else over here before? I mean, it's like I don't want to go too far. I'm not trying to get caught up. But... ooh, money. I don't know if the guy's gonna let me back in again if I leave. The musk of oil and rust comes from the chasm in front of you. It smells like blood. What? Fallen Ultra Series gloves. Oh, we got some new gloves. Half-light, unfiltered contact. For ultimate performance efficiency, these Fallen Ultra Series gloves come fingerless and with a grippy padding covering the palms, making these ideal for quadrupedal movement or for cargo lifting. Alright, we'll wear our quadrupedal gloves. Ooh, getting lots of money over here. Industrial sized thermos, smells like burnt coffee. Tons of money over here. Hey yo.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container, container, put the logos on.
Sounds like a communist. Easy, Leo.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along. The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisunt on Muindi.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard.
The tiny man is so engaged in his work he doesn't notice you. Hi.
Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. How can I help you, mister?
The look in his deep blue eyes is as sincere as you've ever seen. Kind of makes you feel like an arsehole for no apparent reason.
I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you?
What is it with you people and scabs?
I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
He doesn't seem to be waiting for you to answer.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister.
You're Ubi, right? What are you doing with the containers? Where's everyone? The harbor is empty. Do you work here? What's in that container over there? I'm looking for the leader of the dock workers union.
Oh, yes. Born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubis are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep and other animals and whatnot. I just want you to know there was never any of that where I come from. No, sir. Those are just nasty rumors.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
So what are you doing with the containers?
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
He waves the container siren behind him. What's going on here? Look at the amounts of... So this is a red check, so it can't be retried, so fingers crossed.
The containers in the yard are green in Wild Pine's livery, and the mountains rising behind Leo is all red in Union colors.
I haven't been really taking notice if they've been red checks or white checks. I remember it said that the white checks can be tried multiple times, so I should probably just take more risks with the white checks because it says like once you like kind of level up whatever skill it was, if you fail it, you can retry it later. So maybe I should try taking more risks with the white checks.
It's like some red infection was spreading outwards from the container yard's core.
This looks like a massive redecorating operation, Kim. Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers? Thanks, Leo, you've been very helpful.
Yes, they are hiding it from the inside. All the red containers have the Debarders Union logo on them.
Leo, has anyone told you why you need to change the covers?
No, not really. Mr. Everett doesn't tell me all the big things. Says I go and tell them to everyone.
Thanks, Leo, you've been very helpful.
Oh, no trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all.
The little guy affirms merrily. What a nice guy. Where is everyone? The harbor's empty.
Oh, Most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in.
He leans in with a confidential
We're
look.
on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't worked for 2 months now.
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Evrard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding the gate.
He pauses to think.
Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Evrard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so.
He stops but seems eager to tell you more. What kind of trouble did this Titus and his friends get into? Got it, but there were other things they need to discuss.
Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. That's union business.
He smiles and leans closer.
Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling him to take some time off.
Don't go all bad cop on this simple, friendly fellow.
What did they really do? Really? Did they kill someone?
I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are, you know. I haven't been in a fight since I was in middle school.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hearties.
He looks to you for assistance. Too rowdy. Leo, what kind of fight did they get into? Did they kill a mercenary? Okay, Leo, let's hear about this fight you got into.
Too late. Leo's mouth is still moving, and the words are spewing forth. Words, words, and look, even more words. This guy could go on till the end of days. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who... No, he already switched to a prized fishing rod he apparently owned at some point. You know what? Just cut in there with your questions.
Do you work here?
Yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. Leonard Bellet. But everyone calls me Leo.
The little man raises his hand in a welcoming gesture.
Unlike Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away.
He chuckles.
Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she's a lady.
A good-hearted chuckle again.
Who is this, Miss Beaufort?
The lieutenant looks up at
A
Leo.
real pretty lady with a skin like those douce sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and the missus sit down beside the radio. But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Hold on, who's this Miss Beaufort you mentioned? I think you're doing a great job around here, Leo. I'm pretty sure this place would totally fall apart if you didn't shine the bossman's shoes, Leo.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyerly. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure.
For a fraction of a second, there's sadness in his eyes.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years, she has.
He sighs and falls silent, watching you meekly with his blue eyes.
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Beaufort. Interesting.
I think you're doing a great job, Leo.
Yes, this place really seems to run like clockwork. Keep it up, Leo.
The lieutenant smiles at the little man.
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means a lot, really.
You didn't think it was possible, but the smile becomes even wider.
Sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. But you guys are all right.
The white rectangle on your clothes might not mean an awful lot in Martinaise, but the recognition from an authority figure made Leo's day.
Nice. What's in that container over there?
Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up.
Told you.
Okay, relax. I'm looking for the leader of the dockworkers union.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
He coughs and continues immediately.
Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinaise what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Easy now, Leo. I just want to know where I can find this man.
Oh, Mr. Everett is usually in his office, of course. but you gotta be quick if you want to see him. He leaves around 10 p.m.
Oh no. Okay, I'm
Bye-bye
off. Around 10. He's about ready to leave now. The banner sags under the weight of the rain and snow. Alright, well. Can I go through here? What is this? Hello? It's almost 10. I need to hurry. Alright, I need to talk to this guy now before he leaves. Let me in. How do I get up here?
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
Are you in charge of the dock workers?
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi. It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Dubois? That's my name? He gestures to a tiny chair opposite to his giant
I'm
desk.
Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez.
The man relaxes in his chair and
I'd offer
continues.
you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
The lieutenant nods at you in the chair.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do my best. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Damn. Should I rather stand? Yeah, I don't want to sit because I feel like that's going to give him authority. I'd rather
Please,
stand.
Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
He's trying to throw you off your game with this Dubois nonsense. Don't give him the pleasure.
I don't sit. It's kind of my
Very
thing.
well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
Yeah, you ain't talking down to me, bro. As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves. Alright, I feel like because he's like a leader of the dock workers, he's gonna try to be, the tough guy. I think he can tell me what to do. Nah, not on this day.
One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level. Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly
come on.
resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
Turns back to his
You're no
typewriter.
touching Felician, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Damn it, I gotta take a seat because he's getting ready to leave.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Gives you a sly wink. Try to wink back.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Damn. I heal because if I get one more, I'm dead.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
He points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically
It
huge.
should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch
Ooh.
over your differences with the cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points at it again.
Hey, that's 25 real. That's good money. Think of all the stuff you could.
No, we ain't buying the druggies. Wait, Gart. Thank you, Everett. Take the comically large check. Take the comically large check, but don't say anything. Keep it, I'm good. You can take the comically large check and shove it up your ass. Let's be nice to him.
Don't mention it. But also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
Is he?
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black
My goodness.
hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
How do you know about my lost gun? I'm not worried I got this. I'd appreciate any help you could provide.
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right.
Is that my name? Harry Dubois?
It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Kim? Damn, can't keep my composure because I took the check and the chair is killing me. Damn.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Officer.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating. Your knee
Damn,
is
I knew it wasn't on
You're
3%.
about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
No, I'm not about to cry. Try to stay cool.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
The large man snaps his fingers, but to no effect during a super support. Keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe space.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Huh. Nah, I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hand above your head. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great. Keep sliding. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. Sit upright. I'm melting.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
This is going horribly.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
Okay.
It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
I'm told the union is involved in the local drug trade. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? You call me Mr. Dubois, why? Let's talk about my lost gun. Want to talk about the hanging? I met Joyce, the company representative. What's in the container? Ever, I'm going to leave now.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
I am.
You hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
He perks up.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Do we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? You call me Mr. Dubois, why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everett, I call you Harry.
So that's really my
My
name.
God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It's true, my memory is a bit hazy. My memory's fine, I'm just testing you.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out. With my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
The lieutenant inspects Everett over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Let's get this straight. What is my full name? Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids? What kind of a cop does it say I am? Where'd you get that folder?
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
Wait, I thought you are Harry Dubois. That's not my name. My name is Rafael Costello. Okay, I like it. I can work with that. I don't really like it.
No, I'm really not. You are Harry.
Okay, I like it. I can work with that.
And I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you?
Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids, or?
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
I think I do. It'd be wonderful. You're right, I don't.
That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend, you are one of the all-time greats.
What kind of cop does it say I am?
Harry, you're not simply a cop, you're a star. A bright shining star in the drab law enforcement sky, outshining all other stars. You're a superstar.
That's what I like about you, Everett. You get me.
Of course I do, Harry. And I'm gonna help you shine. I'm gonna put you on all the big stages. Your name in giant neon letters. Harry Dubois.
The giant neon sign reading Harry Dubois, hanging from the Cavalson crane, can be seen all the way to Jamrock. Somewhere in Mirova, a beautiful woman sees the bright glow on the horizon and says to herself, "Oh my God, I shouldn't have left him."
So where'd you get that folder? Reshipping folders before.
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
Alright, here we go. 72%. It's red. Hopefully we get it right.
As you look at the
Yes.
folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder.
You
It's just
sneaky,
another one of
sneaky
the
son of a
folders
bitch.
you saw in the file cabinet.
It's not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinez.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
So the Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
Aren't you gonna ask me how I got in?
Honestly, I didn't want to bring it up, Harry. I heard you have become Measurehead's race pupil.
I really believe in the race mystery, and I'm glad I was given this chance. I hope the one to be able to contribute. Not a race people, I just listen to some of the things he had to say. It was a tactic. I need to get in somehow. It's not like I'm a racist now.
Of course, Harry. Of course. You're not some kind of a fantastic racist now. And rest assured, no one's gonna hear about it.
He winks at
No
you.
one's gonna know what you did with race there, Harry. Your race bonanza is safe with me. Word of how racy it got will never leave Martinez. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
So let's talk about my lost gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really hold my gun hostage? Wait, the gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in? I will not be blackmailed with this gun business. I don't care about my gun, keep it. Does this mean if I do things for you, I'll get my gun back?
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important. Building our relationship for the good of Martinez.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
I will not be blackmailed. I don't care about my gun. Doesn't mean if I do things for you, I'll get my gun back.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
I want to talk about the hanging.
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help, like I'm helping you with your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a
But
but.
there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines, incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors in my life. You've heard wrong ever or not. Is that true?
And I'm sure you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
The stars aligned into a cosmic frown here. He has your fate decided. Bide your time, however, and let the stars continue their course, and that frown shall turn into a smile. Only if you play along.
Alright. Why don't you just open it yourself? Whose door is it? I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Damn fine, I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder. I can't accept this thing.
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry? Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
He flicks his
You
fingers.
get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
I met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals.
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you find your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gomont? Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Why haven't you let her in to see you?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
You call him a midget.
Harry! I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Why don't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Are you sure? I found it a little
I'm
odd.
just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
Joyce said the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
This particular brand of humor he has, it makes for a fine distraction. If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Okay, let's talk about something
Of
else.
course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
What's in the container that's outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
Something special about it was attached to the convulsion crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Ever, I'm gonna leave now, but we might talk again later.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Thanks. I was wondering how I'm supposed to get out. Great, I'm gonna get stuck in here.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
Yeah, buddy. Alright, so. Let's see. Items. This 20 by 50 centimeters check looks like it's meant to be handed over ceremonies on a godlike event. It's supposedly exchanged for 25 real to local Fritz store. But below the number, a careful hand is written in words. Constable's rent, all of it. Note, worthless in a pawn shop. Yeah, I gotta turn that in so I can pay off my debt. Open apartment door for Everett. Everett asks you to open the basement door behind the greenhouse in the backyard to intimidate the occupant. Do what you have to do. Everett promised to give you info in the case in return. Get the key to the weasel's door from Inyana. Alright, well. Let's see, Mazovian socioeconomics. Unlock a new slot to research this. Also, I gotta unlock them. Okay. Alright, what else we got going on here? A taxidermy fish that tells time. How do I get out of here? There we go. A stair made of pallets leading up. Look, something forgotten on the coffee table. Where? I don't see anything anywhere. Nope, you just highlight him. Okay, well, I guess let's get out of here. Alright, looks like Kim wants to talk to me, but we will talk to him in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode 9 of Disco Elysium playthrough. We're getting farther and farther and farther each time. Things are getting real good. And I hope that you're enjoying everything that you're seeing. If you are, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And most importantly, make sure that you bring yourself back to the kingdom for part 10. Because we got a lot of things to do. We got to pay off our debt. We got to go talk to Minyana. And so forth. We got a lot of things to do. So, hey, until next time, y'all. Peace.